Hey guys, this is going to be a replay analysis of SONNEIKO's Phoenix supporting game. And before I actually start the video, I'm going to leave this clip going on because I have to explain something. It's about how slows works in this game. Well, what happens is that it's a cap for how much you can slow an enemy hero. And that is when the enemy hero reaches 100 movement speed. Well, to you that information might be kinda not interesting, but it's very important because sometimes you just don't want to overlap all your slows at once. Because, well, imagine you have like a Venomancer, sometimes you just don't, like in this game. If you use Icarus Dive and Venomous Gale at the same time, you're going to have 75% movement slow. And that would leave this Timbersaw with 74 movement speed, which would actually not be 74, it would be 100, which in a way would hinder how much you could slow the hero. So this is not exactly what happens in this clip, but it's just to show that sometimes you don't want to use all your slows at the same time. And in this particular clip, it's actually important because we have Bounty Hunter slowing the Timbersaw with his Orb of Venom, but it gets to a point where he cannot keep going after the Timbersaw because his attack speed is so slow that he loses a lot of time actually applying the attack. And that's when SONNEIKO actually uses the Icarus Dive so that the Bounty Hunter can actually catch up again with him. And maybe if they use it all at once, it would mean that the Timbersaw would get away. Timber might actually have a spare skill point and actually dodge the Icarus Dive with his Timber Chain. By waiting a lot, he can be almost 100% sure that Timbersaw actually got reactive armor. Actually, he could click in the Timbersaw to be sure. And then he can use the Icarus Dive just to ensure the kill. And that is very important, not just using your skills because you want to get the kill, but actually trying to think what is the optimal way of stacking every stun and every slow. So now what we're going to talk about is how to make your presence known as a support and actually be active in the lane by denying creeps, harassing the enemy offlaner and pulling without taking damage. Well, as you can see, he is playing Phoenix, which is a hero that actually costs a lot of health to use his skills. So his tangles actually end up really fast. And he stays in the lane being active for 3 whole minutes without actually getting almost never hit by an enemy creep. So just watch his movements in this clip and see how he can pull, he can harass, he can deny, he can pressure the enemy offlaner without almost taking no damage. And that is very important because he can leech as much experience as possible, because you might not actually know, but if you lose time by just dying in the lane or walking back to the fountain, that's like 30 or even 1 minute if you're walking to the base, and that's a lot of time and experience lost. Not only that, but because he has a bounty hunter roaming, he's the only person protecting his carry, and if he's just not in the lane, another spirit could roam and kill him. Even Timbersaw is actually a hero that can get solo kills pretty fast in the early game. So it's very important that he keeps in the lane without taking damage, and he does that, and he does this really well. Notice how in this other clip he is actually fighting the Timbersaw with almost no HP, and he doesn't commit 100% by just right clicking the Timbersaw and letting enemy creeps hit him, but he just lingers around the fight and tries to wait his cooldowns or just see what's going to happen, because he knows that if he just starts hitting a Timbersaw, a level 4 Timbersaw that probably has level 2 reactive armor, he is actually helping him more than just dealing damage. Now, another cool thing that he does here is that when he decides that he really needs to go home, there is nothing else he can contribute to the lane, he uses his Sunray one more time before going, and that just shows how much he tries to maximize his presence in the game. So another really important thing that he does is keeping tabs of all lanes by just not looking at the minimap, but actually clicking in the lane and see what's going on. And, well, he would probably not get this kill if he wasn't doing that, because even though Lina just doesn't give away right as Earth Spirit shows that she knows that there is a sentry ward there, uh, she wouldn't just tell Phoenix, hey, you should TP right now, but he sees it right as it happens because he's looking at the other lanes, and he can TP very aggressive because it's nighttime, and because of that they just get a free kill, and that's amazing. Well, something that I can tell by just keeping on with this clip is how he actually ties this rotation with a stack. Well, they have a Sven, so it's very important to have stacks so that he can increase his farm. And right as he kills this Earth Spirit, he just goes to the large camp and make a stack. He pees to the lane, a kill just happens, and since he knows his team is not going to push the enemy tier 1, he goes to the medium camp and make another stack.
Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
Well, now we're going to talk about having kinda like a sixth sense to where wards are. Well, he goes in a warding mission, and he thinks it's going pretty alright until he just dies by a random sunstrike. And as soon as he dies, he just pings where he thinks the wards are. And being able to kinda know which ward, which normal wards could lead to the vision that led to the kill is very important. Actually, the clip that I got starts in this particular time where he's just dewarding, but what led to this dewarding is probably him buying his items really fast and just showing in that particular part of the map where offlaners go to ward. And since he probably got there very early, he saw something, maybe Earth Spirit just going around. He probably has a really good feeling of where the standard wards are, and he gets a free D-ward just by buying his items very fast and showing at that particular location. Last thing we're going to talk about in this clip is actually getting less hits. And well, people usually talk about less hits when playing carry, but when you play a support, it's actually even more important, because the amount of gold that you get relative to your total net worth is actually bigger when you're a support than when you are a carry. And you actually have fewer times when you're just alone to get these last hits. And see that when he gets that pull, he gets every last hit. And when he's farming that lane, he actually gets every last hit. Getting less hits is not that hard. So try to focus a lot when getting less hits as a support. Well guys, the video ends here. I hope you guys are enjoying this new format that I've been developing. The response for the first video was actually really great. I mean, I was expecting something good, but it really blew my mind. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. A lot of people actually asked for support guides, so here it is. And this is it. If you have a particular player or a particular hero that you would like to see in the next video, please just answer in the quiz below.